yourself, to then you'll probably one day want to go back to that group of friends and go, listen, I feel like I'm healed now. Like let's do something together. You don't have to be the way you are. You don't have to whatever. Like it's everyone's got a whole bunch of different.
Well, self doubt is a massive one, right? Because I self doubted myself about a couple of years ago when people didn't want to do business with me. I had a lot of people kind of leave my circle, and I started self doubting myself.
Yeah.
Like I was just like I had a bad run in with the media where they said some pretty bad things about me. I had some business partners that ripped me off, and I went through some pretty dark times. And I thought to myself, am I good enough? Am I good enough? Like, can I pull through with another business venture? And I self-doubted myself for a very long time.
Yeah.
And, I had to pull myself out of it. I had to continue to educate myself, continue personal development, continue to think positively and pull myself out of it. And now I'm here, right? I eliminated all those people, out of my life. I created a new circle, and, now, my network is very strong, and, I feel like I have succeeded past that point. But where I was at 2 years ago, it's very easy for you to fall into a dark spiral where, you don't come out of it. And I guess...
Can I just mention, for the people that are listening at the same time too, 2 years ago, Zara is still 100,000 times a year ahead of everyone else. You know what I mean? So people still have these negative, self-doubting thoughts at the same time too. So don't be scared when that stuff happens, please. Go on, Zara, please.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very difficult, and it's something where you've got to believe in yourself.
Yep.
You've got to back yourself.
Yeah, at all times.
And you've just got to stick to the plan. Stick to the plan.
That is the hardest part.
Yeah, and believe in the process, for God's sake. You know what I mean? Like genuine. Like, I resonate with that times 1,000 because I went through about a year of literally having to wake up every morning and tell myself, I don't know if I opened up into this in the podcast yet, but I know I've told you boys. Every morning, 5 times before I actually get out of my bed, I have to say that every single day in every single way, you are better than good enough. Because I was, for a while, I was buying into a process that I wasn't good enough for so many different things.
How'd you get out of it?
Exactly that. Telling myself 5 times a day. The self-talk that I was
Back
talking about
yourself.
before. I backed myself and I thought, fuck this. I'm getting up and I'm going to do something big for the world.
And I bet you still have some bad days.
Mate, you have
I
fucking
have
mate,
bad days.
You know what I find the biggest thing for me personally when I have bad days? When I'm fucking tired. Mate, when I'm tired, things start... You start seeing the world in different colours and all that stuff, you know what I mean?
Coming down from 10 coffees.
Yeah. It's no secret that I enjoy coffee, you know what I mean? But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I live a pretty fast-paced lifestyle, you know what I mean? I've been doing these videos lately and people are starting to see how much I'm doing in a day, and I had a friend of mine asked, how do you fit so much into a day? Like, he actually asked, what mindset do you have to buy into? I said, I love everything I do. And I think that's why I'm capable, you know what I mean? Because the second I get up, the second I go to bed, I love everything I do. Yeah. Everything. Some of my client work has been absolutely seriously tedious, like to the point where I'm sitting there wanting to bash my head against the wall because it's been so.
Well, you're not gonna love all of it, you know.
No, of course not. But like, you're sitting there like bashing your head against the wall, or so close to, because it's just thinking this is fucked. It's so hard, you know what I mean? Like, some of the process you have to go through, or some of the stuff you have to think of, but it's going back to the thought process of and buying into the everything happens for you, not to you, and the mindset that everything that you are doing right now, if it's hard, you're learning, you know what I mean? So, and I've found that a lot with myself, that if you just back yourself and tell yourself, if anyone here is listening to this and are doubting themselves right now, why? I guarantee you are 30 times better than you think you are today. You know what I mean? You really are. Everyone has the power within them to do some seriously fucking massive damage to the world in the best possible way. And the one thing that I would like to tell everyone to do is to start creating, no matter what it is. You know what I mean? And going back onto the employee things, if you are an employee and you want to progress into anything within your company, into your life and anything, the quickest way to do that right now is go ask your boss. Take him away for 5 minutes, pull him into a corner and ask, where do you want this business to go?
Yeah.
Ask him what his goals are. Ask him where he wants to be in a year. Buy into that with him, and watch how quickly you grow as a staff member within that company, and how quickly you get promoted. I guarantee you, automatically you'll be in a better position because you've bought into his mindset, not just yours. You know what I mean? And I've done that in the past, and fuck, it got me real far, real quick. You know what I mean?
And it's coming down to the mindset of giving more than receiving.
100%.
Right. So if you give more value, if you give more value and you give more of your heart and
100%.
soul, right, you will always start receiving more. And
100%.
I know I keep saying the employee mindset, you know, and I kind of talk down about it, but it's more so that, you know, employees that just go to work for the sake of going to work, getting a paycheck, and then then going home and not even worrying about work. The entrepreneurial mindset is constantly trying to find ways to give more value to the world, right? And you know, by doing that, you need to surround yourself with like-minded people. So eliminate all those negative people out of your life.
Yeah.
And eliminate all that self-doubt and those negative thoughts, right? Surround yourself with, you know, better people. And continue to invest in yourself, right? Which is the most important investment.
It's a massive one.
Right? I never really knew what that meant in my 20s, invest in yourself. I'm like, how do you invest money in yourself? You know, I didn't get it, right? Because I was constantly trying to invest in property or into shares or into starting businesses. And I never knew what invest in yourself means, right? And we'll probably do another podcast on education where we dive into formal education and self-education, right? So, but investing in yourself is the same as formal education and self-education. Both of them would suffice, right? But just go out and do it, right? You'll become better at what you do, and that's another thing that people can't take away from you, right? Because once you 100%. Educate yourself, it's in your head, right? You know it. Knowledge is power.
Of course, mate. You can be dead broke and have nothing around you, but if you combine that mindset, things will start coming your way. You know what I mean? The power of that is seriously huge. Now, guys, I'm very excited to keep going, but I've got a few questions I want to ask too. You know what I mean? So, just based off that, say everything you ever worked for, right? The houses, the team that you have downstairs, the companies that you own, the dollar signs, everything disappeared. They disappeared today, and you had nothing to show for it, right? What mindset would you have to buy into to make sure that everything's going to be okay and you're going to prevail again? Talk to me about what the first steps you would take are from there.
Well, I'd give myself 24 hours to cry like a baby.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm really glad you said that because you need to get it out.
You need to get it out of your system, right? Sure. And then I would pick myself up and I would do what I know to do. Yep. I would if I had to go and get a job, I'll go and get a job and I'll start again. I mean, my wealth has gone up and down, up and down, up and down over the last 10 years, right? Yeah. I've been on the brink of bankruptcy at one stage, and you know, it's not new to me, and I adapt to those situations better to when I have the good times because I actually enjoy the challenge, right? And I know a lot of people out there probably are thinking, oh fuck, you know, like I don't want to go through that, you know, it's too hard. But I've put myself in positions of struggle, you know, throughout my whole life. Yeah. So I've adapted to enjoying the challenge. Yeah. And, you know, I embrace it. You know, if that means, okay, let's say all of my wealth gets taken away from me, all of my assets get taken away from me, and I've got to start from zero. Well, you know what? I'm an entrepreneur, so I'll look for something and then I'll sell it. Yeah. Right? I'll start selling because for me, my greatest skills is in sales. Yeah, really, right? People.
Same, actually.
Yeah,
same.
Right. So, like, I'm good with people. I'm good at bringing value to others. Yeah, I'm good at helping others. So, what I would do is, whether it's my own business or if I go out and work for somebody else, I would start in sales. I'll build my kitty back up again. Yeah. And you know what? I'll be there again.
Yeah, and I love it. I agree. Mark, I've got one for you. Yep. You're 20 years old. Know what you want to do. But you've got a goal in mind, right? You want to be somewhere in a little bit of time. What's your plan of attack to get there? And who are your first calls to make it happen?
If I had my time again, in my 20s?
If you had your time again, you know what I mean? If you had your time again.
Well, being in my 20s, it would have been in between, say, like the early, say, mid to, let's say 2010, right? Yeah. Onwards. Yeah. And I would definitely... Do we have education in our mind now and taking that back to our 20s? We do. Oh, yes. Man.
So I'm saying 20 years old, everything you know now...
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
How I could have delivered that better.
That's right, no, that's good.
So I understand that. Every bit of knowledge you have now, everything that you've been taught, 20 years old again. You're struggling a bit. You want to prevail and you want to start smashing goals. What are the first two things you do, and who are the first
thing? I can tell you exactly what I would do. I felt like I actually did this at the start of this year when I started at Luxine. I felt being under Czar's guidance and using him as a massive mentor, that it was like I had my chance again, right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a bit of a story here, but I'm kind of answering this question at the same time, right? And I won't take too long.
Were you 20 6 months ago?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, so what I did this year and what I would have done if I was going back to my 20s would be read a book, right, to begin with, which is exactly what I did. I read you told me to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I was going to ask what book, yeah, cool.
And I read that book and my brain literally expanded by like 200%. I was just like, wow, okay. And I know everyone talks about this book and they say, yeah, this book helped me do this. And it does, right? Because it is just so straight to the point. Yeah. That's what I love about it. But I would read and I would read and I would read. That's something I never used to do in my 20s at all, not going to lie. I would read and I would educate myself on, let's say we're talking business. I would read and continue to educate myself. And that would be about it, to tell you the truth. I wouldn't even worry about, I would get a job, obviously, and I would make sure that, I can sustain that job and whatnot. But it would be reading and education and moving forward from there, finding my feet again.
Give me your top 2 books for these people to read on.
It's funny, actually. The top 2, the only 2 that I've read this year so far, and it's pretty poor on my behalf, but it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yep.
And it was the to kind of give me a bit of a inspiration. It was 50 Cent's book.
Oh yeah, cool.
Again,
Robert Greene.
Yeah. That one was a very good book.
If I can mention one before we pass on to Czar very quickly, is the 10x rule by Grant Cardone, and that's a mindset one within itself. If you read that, you will realize that you guys are really. You're probably playing it small, and if you just buy into a 10x theory, which is timesing everything you're doing by 10 in a mindset space, you will grow extremely quickly. But please, talk to me about your process.
Right, so we've only got a couple of minutes left, right? 2 minutes left. Conor McGregor's a massive thing.
I was about to bring this up too.
massive promotion at the moment, right? Yeah. But he's very good on mindset. Very good on mindset. I want to finish off on a massively influential quote that's been on my life. If you can see it in your head and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become a reality.
I love it because it's so true. Yeah. And I love that of all things that we spoke about, we ended up finishing on Conor McGregor. Because he is such a hype at the moment, and I actually can't wait for August 26th.
He's a marketing machine.
It's
going to be crazy.
Whether you love him or hate him,
it's going to be crazy. I actually think we should do a podcast on the fight.
I think not. Maybe more on his life, right?
Yeah,
because the struggles.
I just mean the lead up to this.
Because people want to listen to that.
100%. But guys, I think we have to wrap it up for tonight. Please do me a favor if you enjoy this. Tell your friends about it. Please comment and review it at the same time too. We really want people to start getting some more value from this too. Please subscribe as well. Thank you so much for listening. This is the School of Struggles 3rd podcast. We're so happy to be here right now. And we'll be speaking to you guys next week. Take it easy.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.